Hi and good morning. It's Ethne Green Living here, and I am here today with a collaboration hosted by Pepper and Pine, and we are kind of talking about homeschooling in our state. And so I am in the state of Maryland, so that's what I'm going to be talking about. I'm doing a live just because it's a little bit easier for me. Those of you who know, I am a homeschooling mommy of 5 little ones, my youngest of whom I nurse. So I have them all the way up from about a year and a half, all the way up to 11 years in age. So with that being said, a live is just a little bit easier. I can kind of answer the question right away. I don't have to edit and worry about uploading and all those things. So to hop right into it, I had a subscriber ask me about homeschooling in Maryland. And again, this open collaboration is just about homeschooling in your state. So again, I am in the state of Maryland. And I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about what the requirements are for my state and kind of how I do it. All right. So the requirements for my particular state is that a homeschooled or that a child between ages of 5 and 16 must receive regular and thorough instructions during the school year in the studies taught in the public schools to children of the same age. Okay. You have to sign an agreement. There's like a paper that you send in, it's an intent to homeschool. And so you would fill this out at the beginning of the school if you're thinking about homeschooling. And even if you're already homeschooling, you still have to send in that notice of an intent every year. And so it just basically says that you consent to the requirements. These requirements mean that you will include English, math, science, social studies, art, music, health, and PE, and that these subjects will take place on a regular basis. Again, this is for the state of Maryland. You're also agreeing to maintain a portfolio. They don't give you clear-cut, concise directions on how to do this, so of course it'll be unique and authentic to you and your style and what works for you. With this portfolio, you will demonstrate thorough instructions. You will include the instruction materials, so that's kind of like a teacher guide, right? Like teacher manuals, maybe of course not maybe, but maybe lesson plans, maybe any information that you used. That's what you're going to be including. The reading material, so it may be as simple as a reading log, right? Like what you were reading, what day, what pages, and examples of the work, examples of what you've done. If you're unschooling, it may look like pictures and videos. It may look like, different, a combination of all the things that you have done, right? It may be artsy like that. If you are a book person, a Becca, and just box curriculums, it'll look like you have all of your workbooks. So that's what I mean by it'll be authentic to you, to your learning style, and to what type of curriculum that you use. But whatever you use, you do need to have something documented. You do need to be writing it down and providing papers. You will be reviewed by your local superintendent each semester. So twice a year, they will come to your home, and or they will you will go and you'll meet them in a local place. Normally it's in the school office, but twice a year you will do this. And this is how they kind of monitor you and just make sure that you are giving your children thorough instructions and that you're meeting the requirements. So that's twice a year. There are two different options for my state. You do have the option to participate in standardized testing. So whatever testing you would normally get if your child were in public school, you have the option to do that with a local school that's near you. So for example, up the street about 5 minutes from me is a local school. And so if I wanted to, my children could go there and they could do the same standardized testing as the other children in their same grades could do. I personally do not opt for that testing. And so whether you do or don't, that'll be on you, and that'll be a personal decision. And maybe I'll talk about that more later. But for me, if they're not learning the same material exactly the way they are, I feel like that the testing would be a little different as well. And then a lot of people just say, if you're not teaching them via school, why would you want them tested via school? So again, it's a personal decision that you and your spouse or you and your family must make, and you must decide. And the second option that's available is an umbrella or not. So you can either, in my state, go through the schools, the superintendent. This is when it might be good to have pre-recorded this, and I can go back and I can add all these bloopers. Hey, I love you. So sorry, I love Hannah. She's one of my sweet friends. But so this is the time I was saying it might have been good to just go back and doop and be able to erase that and get back all polished. But this is real life, right? And I want to be true to who I am. All right. So the option 2 is the umbrella. And most umbrellas you do have to pay for. They're generally between $50 to $100 per year, right? And sometimes that gives you a diploma from them. Sometimes you get to like get a ticket to an amusement park. Sometimes that allows you to attend like a prom or a dance, things like that. But I think what a lot of homeschoolers like about it is the stress and the pressure really is reduced and really is relieved off of the parent, off of the individual that's doing the homeschooling, because now instead of being reviewed by this person who's already come in like, you're homeschooling some of them, and you're not homeschooling our way, right? Now, instead of having that, now you're being reviewed by peers often, or most umbrellas, right? There are other homeschool moms who are doing the reviewing, or people who have homeschooled. And so they understand it a little bit more, and it's just a little bit easier, right? Talking to this person whom you may feel a little intimidated by, like, oh my goodness, it's time for my review and I get nervous, right? Versus, oh, it's another homeschool mama. She knows, and I have all my stuff, and we're good to go. All right, so that's that. I want to show you the portfolio review, and I just want to make sure that none of my kids' personal information's on here. So a little bit is on here, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cover it up, just like this. I don't know if you can see that. Hey, Aaron. All right, so let me get close. It just says student's name, it says the date, it says the county, and it says the curriculum used, right? All right, so let me go from there. And then right here, you see that it says reading, writing, spelling, math, social studies, science, art, music, PE, and other, right? And then it says either acceptable, needs modification, or deficient. And if it needs modification, they give you a period of time to get it together. You know, maybe you just had a baby, or maybe you just had a death, or maybe you just haven't been keeping track of your notes the way you should have been. Like maybe you have pictures, but you didn't necessarily go back and document the dates in there. So in any event, they give you that time, that grace period to kind of get it together, to meet the modifications. And then if you're deficient, I honestly don't know anybody that's ever got that. If you've got that, then I don't think you've done anything, because yeah, we won't get into that. But so if you need, again, a little more modification, a little more help with that, they do give you 30 days, and then they come back and they review you again. So that's just, again, what it looks like in my state of Maryland. Again, I personally am with the state. I've been with the state since my oldest was in kindergarten, and he's in 5th grade now. So I've been with the state for 6 years. I've never had any problems. I've never had any issues. And I have done different styles of homeschooling. I've done some kind of boxed curriculums. I've kind of done some Montessori. I'm very eclectic. You know, this year I'm kind of doing a Waldorf inspired, but I'm very much just sensory-based, hands-on, multi-sensory. That's really who I am. And so I've, done Charlotte Mason, nature study. I love it all. I do it all, right? And my reviewer has never had a problem with that. And for those of you who've been following me here, you'll see that maybe once or twice a year, and normally it's around the time it's time for my review, I actually put together a video. I actually picked together a slideshow that kind of talks about, it just kind of shows some of the projects we've been doing. The last one that I did, I think, showed when we did the beeswax candles. But I know that I've shown them when we've taken trips to the libraries. We've done STEM activities. We've been to the museums. We've been to just exhibits. We've been out in nature doing nature study. I've recorded us making breads and making snacks and poetry and just all these things, right? So I can hear my kitties. So I am going to wrap it up. So yeah, hey Erin, love slideshow ideas. Yeah, I do the slideshow. I'll be down there in just a second. Finish. No.
I haven't woke up the baby.
It's okay. Thank you. Come say hi and then you can go back. Hurry, hurry.
Hi.
Come so they can see your face. He's in every video.
Hi.
It's my Eli. He's a guy who's changed my life and changed my method of homeschooling and even, anyway, he's my beautiful child. Aren't you beautiful, Eli? I always tell him he's a genius. All right, go back downstairs now. My co-host, yes, Aaron. Okay, so I want to wrap it up, but so this was a while ago, but we did a town run / walk, and of course I saved that from there, and I added that to my portfolio. I don't know. Oh, I can. Okay, I didn't know that I would be able to turn this around for you guys. Give me just 1 second and I'm going to show you some of my portfolio. I just want to make sure that none of our personal information is showing because I don't want to be a victim to anything. Okay. All right. So remember I told you about how we have to keep the portfolio. That's a requirement. And it's going to be authentic to your style. Well, you guys know I'm a crafty mama, right? So I don't do as many crafty things on my channel as I used to just because no one watches those videos. If they watched them, I would definitely do more. All right. But so let me show you how I bring a little crafty into the portfolio. And it needs to be updated, but I just want to show you quickly. Okay, so it says way to go, Rakeem Hawkins. And so this is when he was playing basketball. Over here, he was like a outstanding player. He got some extra points that time. We went to a state park here. We did a little bit of camping there. Here is Vacation Bible School. I just added that too. We went to the Delaware Children's Museum here. We went and played mini golf here. All those are things. Swap extra piece so they can see it. All of these are things, right? These are all extracurricular activities. When we went to the zoo, I recorded that. We went to the Longwood Gardens, I recorded that. When we went to the restaurant, I recorded that. Here's some more basketball just because that's something that we do a lot of. We went to a vegan macaroni and cheese smackdown. And again, just the National Aquarium. My son taught me the National Aquarium. There's just so many more. They're not all in here. I just wanted to quickly, when we do our projects at Home Depot, let me turn you back around here. When we go to the library, what I do with the library is thank you. Yeah, we're all done with that. When we go to the library, I just kind of take the brochure, and then what I normally do is I take a picture, and then I put the brochure and the picture inside of our portfolio as well, and then that way I kind of documented that, all the activities. Again, you guys know I take lots and lots of pictures. I'm not posting as many to Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me there, Ethnic Green Living, and I am on obviously YouTube. I am on Facebook as well, and I do post a lot more there on Facebook. But anyway, that's just, again, what I do. I take lots of pictures, lots of videos. I come back, I put these slideshows and videos together so that you guys can see what we're doing, so that I can remember what it is that we're doing when I'm not always on top of writing in my planner and in my agenda book. And when my reviewer comes, I actually sit her down and I let her take a look at my videos and take a look at what we've been doing. Because sometimes the paper doesn't do it justice, but sometimes when you can kind of see it in action, it really works well. So I will just stay on here for about 1 minute to see if there's any questions. Thank you guys all for joining me. Hopefully I gave you adequate enough information. That's why I keep an Instagram to remind myself of what we did exactly, Aaron. You're absolutely right. That's why I do it too. Hopefully I answered your questions, or hopefully I gave you adequate information about homeschooling in Maryland. I showed you what I did to kind of show you how to bring it to life. I told you the requirements as far as the ages, which you're agreeing to, that you must maintain a portfolio, that you're reviewed by your local superintendent, or you can either be reviewed by an umbrella. One is free, one you pay for. And then I let you know that you can take testing or you don't have to take testing. All right, I don't see any questions. Well, remember, this is an open collaboration, so you can join and show us what it's like. Rep your state. Show us what it looks like in your state in case somebody is thinking about maybe moving there or just kind of want to see how it is. I love the slideshow idea. Most definitely. I think I'll adapt that with my oldest too. This is Aaron. Yeah, those slideshows have been life-saving. I've been making slideshows and videos. No, but thank you. Lonnie's starting to potty train. I lost my train of thought. And that's what happens when you have 5 kids and they're talking to you. Oh, I was just thinking about how I've been doing that from the beginning and how I feel like it's just been a lifesaver for me. And I remember actually the reason I started, and I'll let you go, is because, boy mom, yes, is because, no thank you, Aaron. Come say hi. This is my busybody, the one that just won't be still. Just look at him. Yeah, you can just see the busyness all over his face. What made me start doing that is because one day someone took my son somewhere and he was like, oh my gosh, mommy, we went here and we went there and I've never been there before. And I was like, stop. I had a membership there. We used to go there all the time. So that reminded me and like let me know that like kids forget. And so I figured, you know what, I'll make sure you don't forget another place that we go and another thing that we do, because I will document it. So from that point on, I've been keeping track of it in a planner and or taking pictures and videos. And a lot of videos are up there. So again, if you guys have the time or you want to see more, go back and just check out some of the videos, the slideshows, and all the things that I've done. And guys, until next time, blessings. Remember, you can do a lot with a little. And I just want you guys to be encouraged, knowing that whatever you're doing, you are enough, you do enough, that you are beautiful and fearfully made just the way you are. And so just be authentic to yourself and just love on you, right? Because you really can't love anybody else until you love you. So love you, right? And I will chat with you guys later.